I know it's probably not expected to see a post from me saying that being overweight is a great problem to have, but I think you'll understand my reasoning. The thing with being overweight is that it's something you have a choice in. It's something you can do something about. It's a problem that can be overcome if you want it. It's up to you. And in thinking about that, it's really good to remind yourself that unfortunately there are other problems that we can't do anything about. We don't have that control. Recently, one of my clients has been telling me that somebody in their wider family has been diagnosed with cancer. And we were talking about that and just how hard it's been for the family, but it's a particularly hard diagnosis because there's not a lot that can be done about it. Now, when you're talking to people who are going through this, or other people who are having health concerns, difficult autoimmune conditions, you know, there is a lot of things that can happen to you that you don't have control over. You don't have a choice in the matter, but being overweight is not one of them. And the choice that you have is on multiple levels. In the beginning, in level 1, is that you have a choice to decide whether it's even a problem in the first place. Being overweight, you may choose to just be okay with that, to accept that, to be happy with yourself, to not think that it's a problem. And you know what? That is your choice. Nobody can force you to think that it's a problem. If it's not a problem for you, that's your choice. And luckily, at the moment, you're allowed to have that choice. For me, it's not a choice I was prepared to accept, and that was the decision that I made. I mean, I was really overweight for about 5 years, from the age of 17, 18, until when I lost all of my weight, which was when I was 22, 23. Now, when I was really overweight, I was more than 90 kilos, and to be honest, I hated it. I absolutely hated it, particularly at that young age, being so overweight. I am a performer. I love doing musical theatre. And one of the things that I remember so clearly about that time was that I stopped singing because I just hated it. I remember doing a show and I really enjoyed it because I love performing. And then it came to the day that we had to try on costumes. Oh my goodness, it was so embarrassing. In this particular show, there was a lot of young people who were all in very good shape. You know, and I had to go get my costumes on and they were trying to find something and they couldn't find anything that fit. And it was just horrifying and I never wanted to go through that again. So I stopped doing shows. I remember that when I walked, if it was hot, my thighs would rub together so much that they would bleed. You know, that the chafing under my boobs, I mean, I hated it. I really didn't like that. One time I was asked in public by somebody when I was due because they thought I was pregnant. I nearly died. And of course I laughed it off. I was always a confident person, but on the inside I was crying and it was just, I was not happy. So if I'm not judging anybody else on the decisions they make, the only person whose opinion really matters to me is mine, okay? Because that's the only person I can control. So I don't judge anyone on whatever decision they make regarding their weight. I just know how it felt for me and why I had to make the decision and the choices that I made back then and I've made ever since. Okay, but it's up to you. It's your choice whether you feel angry or frustrated or sad about it or whether you accept it. That's up to you. Now, if you are pissed off about your situation and you're bigger than you want to be, do something about it. You do have a choice. Unlike other people who may not have a choice with their issues, their concerns, their health, you do. And by taking action, you are going to change your entire life, one day at a time. So own that power. I think it is really empowering. It's never great to be in a body you're not happy with or to be unhappy in your situation, but just acknowledge that this is a choice and you can do something about it. And what do you do about it? You just take action every day. I don't need to tell you the things that you could do today to turn it around, but I'll tell you what I do every day, which helps me maintain my weight. Number one, I get up early every morning and I spend time working on my mindset. I do journaling, I do a gratitude list, I write down the shit that's in my head so I don't end up wanting to eat over it later in the day. Okay, so the mindset work is an absolute must. Number two, I do a bit of exercise most days. That's got nothing to do with weight loss or weight maintenance. That's because it keeps my head in a really happy place. I don't go to the gym. I just do a workout at home, or I do a walk the dogs. Might be just a little mini interval training on the cross trainer. I don't have a big expensive gym at home. I just have a couple of bits of equipment, but I try and do something most days. Every single day, I write out a food plan of what I'm gonna eat. Only takes a minute. I can even show you my plan from today. Boom, I've made a plan. It's an integral part of my day. Then I know what I'm gonna eat. I don't have to think about it. And I do that every morning, including in the weekend. At the moment, I am trying to lose a little bit of weight that I gained over Christmas. So I'm tracking my calories using MyFitnessPal. Most of the time, I don't do that. That's only if I just wanna drop a little bit because it works. So I do that. Then at the end of the day, I take about 10 minutes just to do a little bit of mindset work. I make my plan for the next day, think about a bit of gratitude. You know, these are not hard actions. Of course, I always do the things for my food plan, which is eating low carb, drinking water, not eating shit as often as possible. You know, that kind of stuff is just me. I don't have to make that part of a plan because eating low carb is just what I do. But, you know, those are the kind of actions I do that enable me to maintain my weight. In a bigger picture, I also check in with a nutritionist, so I have accountability. I check in with her. I have other people in my corner. I have a business coach who's amazing, Michelle Clark, and we work on mindset, a lot of work on mindset as well as business. You know, we're part of a team. It's hard to go through life alone, so I have other people who help me, but it's me who does the work. So, what I hope to encourage you with today is the desire to take action. If you're not happy, do something about it. And if you don't know what to do, message me and I'll help give you some ideas.